Hello there, good afternoon everybody, how are you today? Hello Mary, hello Joe and Debbie, and let me just go back on Facebook. Oh, you're very active today. Hello Jean and Gilly, and Tracy and Sally and Debbie and Jean and Margaret and Jean again, and oh, thank you Jean. We had a bit of a technical hitch at the end of Seamless Sunday on Sunday. I thought it was quite funny actually. The Seamless Sunday was the 6-hour show on Create and Craft, and we got all the way through to about 20 to 1, and I didn't realise, but the desk in the gallery had frozen, so the director couldn't do anything, and the shot was the top of my head. So I just carried on talking to my guests with my roots showing very nicely. Yeah, they couldn't do anything, so they had to go to an emergency break, which is a little bit eventful. But there you go. I didn't realise at all. Sunny and cold in South Carolina, a bit like that here, Rose. Hello, Teresa and Valerie. Wet in Loch Lomond, says Mary. Hello, Susan, Jenny Jones and Julie Jones. Oh, maybe you're related. Hi, Anne and Sue, Linda, Pamela, Susan, Leslie, and Jan and Anne and Kathy and Renata and Sylvia and Anne, and sorry if I miss anybody. Hello Sarah B and Crafty Makes Creates. Hello. Hi Robbie, Sally Ann, Leslie. I think we're about there. That's Bremen in Germany. Hello to you too. Evelyn's in Berlin. Maybe your neighbours. Who knows? Now, I have got lots of new fabrics to show you. I'm very good, thank you, Margaret. Hello, Amanda. And we're going to look at how to measure your fabric to make a round base in a bag. And I'm sorry, I can't remember who asked me. Glynis. You know, I'll never remember that, Glynis. Crafty Makes Creates. Glynis. I'm going to write it down. I've got a book, you know. Hello, Michelle in Malta. Crafty Creates is Glynis. I just won't read the book now, I'll never remember that. Hello Salome and Clarissa and Enzo. Hello to you too, Jane. And could do this for an hour, couldn't we? Diane and Anne and Carol and Julie. Rainey and Bolton, who sent lots of flowers. That's very sweet. Rodophilia Rodo from Chile. Hello. Right, you've had a few gremlins, Diane, with technology, both here and on Create and Craft. As it might be my fault, I don't know. I know I've got some new fabrics to show you that have just arrived on the website today. We've got lots of back in stocks as well, so I'll take you through those in just a sec. And then again, we're going to be talking round bases in bags, so just a quick demo on that as well. So let me know what you've been up to. I've got any questions? Come and let me know. I'll try and keep up with everybody. It's very busy today, so your messages, I've got 2 screens and they just keep scrolling, which is fantastic. It's nice to have you all on board. Let me take you through some of these fabrics, because my daughter has been very busy today popping these on. Love this one, and it is called Jacquard Woven Ribbon Green, because I think it looks a little bit like ribbons, like woven ribbons. A jacquard weave means that the colours of threads are actually woven. Which is the right and wrong of that? Oh, it's very close. The colours are woven, so it's not a print, basically. And it reminds me a little bit of a tapestry. So it's like a linen weight of fabric, but if you're bag making, cushion covers, homewares, seat covers for your chair, this is just such a lovely design. And it's fun, and it's bright, and it looks like kisses and hugs look. And you could, if you wanted to, cut those out individually and use them as ribbons or trims as well. Debbie Shaw Sewing saying hi Debbie is actually Sarah, and she says everything frozen up here, so I can only be on the phone. She's only on the phone, so she can't comment to Sarah. So if you see Debbie Shaw Sewing, it's not me, it's Sarah. She's moderating for me and trying to answer any questions that I don't see and put links to things that I miss as well. So that's a great help. Hello, Anne Davis and Carol is in France, and Julie in Bolton. I think we said Julie in Bolton. Oh, I need to scroll down a bit. Sally, I just finished a bamboo handles bag from Create and Craft. Lovely. We did have the bamboo. Oh, these bamboo handles or the round bamboo handles. We do have these bamboo handles. There's not very many left on the website now. We've got the complete kit, exactly the same as we did on Create and Craft. So I always like to keep a little bit spare just in case things go amiss. But we do have those on the website at the moment. The round bamboo handle bags we have sold out of at the moment as well. We do have some of the square drawstring bag kits, but I need to put those on the website. I need to count how many we've got left of those. Oh, hi Jean and Jeanette. Hello Laura. Finished my pipe chrysanthemum piped cushions. Jolly good. Finishing the blue bamboo bag off as she listens is Jenny Jones. Let me show you some more stuff. I'm trying to if you go to new arrivals on the website, these are all there, so I'm trying to go through them in order. Haven't actually seen some of these yet. Oh, this is nice. So this is a jersey, a viscose jersey, stylized retro chaining blue. That is so lovely. Now these have taken an age to arrive. I think I'm right in saying they've come from the Netherlands, but the quality is just beautiful. Look at the drape on that. And when they stretch, what I like when you stretch a fabric is that they don't turn white. So it is a print on top of the fabric, but it's a really nice quality. So it's kind of anti-pill. It's it's flooding in California this time. Oh, but look at how that drapes. That's just going to be so comfortable to wear. Can you imagine this in the back wing top? That would look fantastic, wouldn't it? And it's a really classy design. Love the colours of the blues on the cream background, but it's just really fluid and lightweight and just perfect. Jenny says, what can I use instead of Bosal foam as it's so expensive? There are other brands. I haven't looked into it, to be honest, because I like Bosal and it's all I've really ever dealt with. But it depends what you're making. You could use a fusible fleece, which won't be as firm as the Bosal foam. I can't remember what the other brand's called. Might be cheaper, I don't know. Or how about the firm fleece that we've got on the website, which I don't have a sample here with me, but that's a lot less expensive, but it's the same kind of thickness or firmness, but it's it feels coarser. It's not like a foam, it's more like a fleece, like a heavy fleece. That might be better. That'll give the same kind of stiffness as the Bosal. Hello Michelle. Styleville, that's the one, Styleville. I don't know how much Styleville is or where you can buy it from, don't know very much about it, but Rosina says Styleville Fix is the same kind of thing. Easter basket on Saturday with fusible fleece. I think I used fusible fleece. Karen, did I use? Oh no, I didn't use foam. Yes, you could. Fusible fleece would work just as well. Might not be quite as stiff, but yes, it would work just as well. Afternoon, Francesca. Hello, Maria. The Easter basket is the sew along for Saturday for the Half Yard Club, and if you're a Half Yard Club member you should have had your email out today with all of the measurements. Is it this week or is it next week? It's next week surely, but I will put those details on Facebook and on YouTube as well, so if you want to have a sew along then you can do. Hello Shirley, she just finished pyjamas, dressing gowns and slippers, summer dress, jacket and shoes for Maddie's. Woo! And now starting on PJ Moss. Don's in Michigan. Hello. Styleville from Craftswoman in Northern Ireland. It's sewing and it's brilliant. Thank you, Carol. Lily the Spring Bear is born. You can send the Half Yard Club. Oh, okay. I'll have a look at that Asti later on. Right, so that's the first jersey. Let me just scroll through and show you the second fabric that we have for you. Now, this is a double gauze. Double gauze has been really popular on the website. And if you weren't aware what a double gauze is, then basically you have two layers of fabric. Let's actually, if I can open this up. There's two layers and they're joined together with a stab stitch. Oh, it's not going to do it for me. So it's a cotton fabric that's sewn together really well. But oh, there we go, look. There are two layers of the fabric and they're just stab stitched all over to hold them together, but it gives you a really light and airy but a solid dense fabric. And this one's almost got like a cheesecloth kind of feel to it, so it's you can probably see on the wrong side there, it's got the lines running through it, but perfect for summer wear. And I love again the colours and the designs of this one. Retro flower blue double gauze is this one, so that's again brand new for you again. We have some washed denim, and this is something that's a little bit different. Now, denim is a twill fabric if you want to wear. This one is pale blue stripe, and the way that it's woven, where you normally get a kind of over and under and over and under, with a twill it goes something like 2 over 1 under, 2 over 1 under, and the same in that direction. So it creates almost like a diagonal weave to the fabric. So it's quite heavy, but this isn't too heavy weight. But I'm thinking muddy clothes, perfect. Pair of dungarees, lovely. But if you are making pinafore dresses, trousers, jackets, outerwear for the summer, this is absolutely perfect. So it's 100% cotton. So it's a nice thick fabric. If you're making cushion covers or says the basket is live on the 18th, so this Saturday. Oh, is it? Oh, I didn't know that, Sue. Oh, Linda, honestly, I cut my finger this morning on the... Do you wear contact lenses? When you peel back the top, it's kind of aluminium. I don't know what it's made out of, but I cut my finger on that like a paper cut. Never done that before. That's fine. Paper, you don't rush. Anyway, and then I came down here earlier on to switch all the lights on and got my finger stuck in something. It twisted, so it all opened up. And the only plaster I can find is Paw Patrol. Guess who's got grandchildren? So it's not very pretty underneath there, I'm afraid. So that's why the plaster's on there. I'm not going to take it off. And it is actually quite sore. To make your eyes go funny when I do that, Michelle. Thank you, M. Jean says, not sure why, but on my search for something completely different, there's a picture of you wearing a dress made of the same fabric as the blind. Yes, that was one of the first CDs I ever made, June. And it was making Roman blinds, I think. I did the same with cushions. I actually made an outfit out of the same fabric that I'd made the curtains and the blind with. That was a long time ago. That's going back about 10 years. Huh? Christine's son Enzo has those plasters. All I'd got. Thank you, Sarah. It's this Saturday for the sew-along. I tell you, my life at the moment. This Saturday for the sew-along. I'm glad you reminded me. I'm glad I've actually made something to sew along with. Anyway, next one up is the same denim, but this one is in the navy stripe. That would make a lovely bag with a red trim, wouldn't it? Or with red handles would look amazing. What have we got? If we're making a bag... So we do have an awful lot of webbing. We've only got small bits here, but if you're making bag handles for either of... Actually, we've got so I've got a bag full of bits here. We've got a pale blue for that one. I think my camera's going a bit mad. And actually mint would go really well with that one as well. So the webbing that we have on the website is a really lovely quality. It is polyester, but it feels like cotton. It's really nice. But if you wanted to make something with a bit of piping, we've got all of these new colours for you. So if you wanted something that blends, then we do have the pale blue, which goes with the pale blue. But we've got pinks and corals and... What's this one? Can't remember what we called it. But do have a look at all of these trimmings that we have on the website, because these are growing. We're getting more and more of these as we speak. That goes nicely as well. So a nice way to finish off your outfits. But if you're making a bag and you don't want to make the bag straps, then the webbing that we have is a really nice option. Hello, Ruth Mill. How are you today? So let's do that. And then that. Hello, Helene. How wide is the denim? Oh, do you know? I don't know. Let's have a look. 150 centimetres. It's got a little bit of stretching actually as well. Never noticed that before. That's nice when you're making clothes, isn't it? Helps to keep its shape, helps to cut down on ironing, and makes things fit nicer as well. Yeah. It should say on the details on the website anyway. Again, if you go to new arrivals, they should all be there. The jersey. Rita wants to see the jersey. We've got another one coming up actually. Is that jersey? Oh no, that's not. The jersey, Rita, is this one, and this will be 150 wide as well. Pretty, isn't it? What are you going to make? But it's this has taken such a long time to get here. It's the most lovely quality. You can, as I showed you earlier, the drape is just beautiful. It just is so fluid. It's almost like liquid through your fingers. Doing funny things with Jean eyes. Jeans, I honestly can't talk again. Must get some new teeth. Right. So that was the jersey. What else have we got? Not that one. Let's have a look at. Oh no, let's do this one. This is a viscose. I love viscose, and isn't it the perfect fabric for going through the seasons? So the colour of this is really nice. It's like a black and white, but it's got this gold kind of iridescence to it as well, which gives it a real depth. Viscose is a semi-synthetic fabric, so it's part natural, part synthetic. It's made from the bark of wood, but it does go through a chemical process to bring you this beautiful drapery, and so this is why it's called a semi-synthetic fabric. I'm cutting out. Christian, we should do that someday. I just need a bigger table to show you. But you can see how fluid that is. So I'm thinking skirts, anything that you gather. If you want any frills and ruffles, but you don't want to add bulk, then this is perfect. It just has a really beautiful drape to it. And we've got another viscose. I think these are some of the ones. I don't know if I told you a while ago, I bought a skirt. It was from Next. And it was a Florence and Fred, and it was beautiful until I got it home, and I wore it. I was going to wear it to one of the shows. Might have been to Franklin's, can't remember. So I got a bit stupid o'clock. I got dressed, I did a little bit of ironing, I sat in front of the PC, I did a little bit of work, I stood up and I looked in the mirror, and this thing was so creased and I had a bottom shape in it. I thought, that's after one wear, and it looks like 10 years old. It was awful. Went back with a big complaint. But there were similar fabrics to these, and when I said to Kim, I could make that. I don't know what I mean buying clothes. I could make that. And it was similar designs to these. It's like a straight skirt. We shall make one of these one day, a straight skirt with a wrap over bit, with a tie at the side. But for something like that, you need the fluidity of the fabric. So you imagine that when it's tied to the side and it drapes really well, because you've got lots of gathers on something like a cotton, it kind of does that, doesn't it? But with the viscose, it just drapes. It's beautiful. So this one is zigzag black. Funnily enough, wonder why it's called that. Oh, Carol's ordered the navy denim, fabulous. Oh, Rosina's getting a headache. Sorry, they're a little bit like that, aren't they? We'll calm it down in just a second. So anyway, so that is those. Let's go blush, shall we? How's this for your eyes? This is a back in stock, and it's a waterproof canvas. Now I've got some news with waterproof canvas. So I'm just trying to fold this up as I'm talking to you. So it's a blush pink, so it's a nice warm colour. But let me just see if I can find, I must have some water somewhere. I normally have a little bit of water knocking around for my iron, but I don't. I wonder what happens with that. Oh, you can't tell. Needs to be water. It's waterproof, so when you spill water on this, well, I can show you with that. That's only best press, but it doesn't go through to the other side. And if you do you know, if you're caught out in the rain, or if you're making a bag or something like that and you're worried about it getting wet, this just beads away. I normally have a few bottles of water around for the iron, and I don't know why I don't have them, but there you go, they've probably gone in a plant somewhere. So it's waterproof in rose pink, but we've got some new ones for you. If you have a look on the website, there are pictures of waterproof canvas with droplets on it, and that's literally, it's like water off a duck's back, it just beads away. This one is Bordeaux red, so this is brand new. Doesn't feel any different to any other fabrics, you know, it's not heavy, it's got a lovely drape to it, it's very, very soft. Feeling sorry for myself, not for, oh Joanne, I hope you're feeling better. Let's send out positive vibes to Joanne. She's not feeling very well at the moment. One of Jean's New Year's resolutions was to make something to do, but I haven't got around to it yet. Oh, I do that every year. I do it every month. Why am I buying clothes? I can make them. Don't have time. So anyway, so this one is a Bordeaux red, but hello, this is also waterproof canvas, but with a print which actually goes really well with the blush pink. So if you did a half and half kind of bag, this one is flowers on chocolate brown. It's £6.50 for half a metre. And let me just, so wide this is, I think these are 150 centimetres wide. That's 150 centimetres wide. But for outdoor furniture, you know, anywhere where you don't want it to get wet, basically. Outdoor furniture and bags, perfect. But it's not laminated, so you know you don't, we can tell by just seeing it. It's not shiny and stiff, and it's not a laminated fabric, it's just been coated so that it repels water, which I think is fabulous. And then finally here, this is another waterproof canvas, and this one is the small flowers off-white, and again they both go, well they all match really well. So the blush rose and the, what was that one called, Bordeaux red, and both of the new prints all go really, really well together. Yes, Jane, H640 will be fine for the sew along. Don't go rushing out and buying something that you haven't got already, but H640 will be absolutely fine. Have we got? I'm thinking, so I've got so many trims down here because they're all new, but that may be a little bit too bright. Maybe a bit too bright for that one. But bag handles, we've got some. Anyway, have a look on the website and have a look into the haberdashery as well if you're thinking about bag handles. Thank you, Leslie, I think so. Is the denim okay for shorts? Yes, absolutely, Sarah. Denim is fine for shorts. It's not too stiff. It's firm. It's about the same weight as the canvases that we do. Be fine for shorts, absolutely. Thinking of your summer wardrobe. So that's all the new fabrics we've got anyway. So again, if you go to new arrivals on the website, you'll see everything listed there. There we go. I'm sure I've got some news to share with you, but I can't remember what it was off the top of my head. Well, that looks nice. That looks nice with that. Oh, they go really well. Oh, that goes really well with that one. Oh, imagine, oh, both of them. Imagine a bag made out of that with handles made from this one. I can't remember what colour that one's called. I wonder if it's under the new arrivals. Let me just have a look. Oh, rubbish signal here. Woodrow canvas. Oh no, sale stuff. Oh, I'm not under new arrival. If you go to menu and then new arrivals, and those are all the ones that I've just shown you. Oh, and then we've got the bags, the bag kits. That one's sold out. Ribbons sold out. What else have we got? Oh, the tape measures might be a little bit further down the line, but do have a look for the webbing if you're making bag handles while you're there as well, because we've got lots of new colours of that coming in stock too. Tracy's started saving selvages. What are you going to do with them? Grace is making a new bag. Lovely. Oh, hi, Olive. They do, as I go, I love matching fabrics like that. It's the best part of actually having a small warehouse full of fabrics, and when something new comes in, well, oh, that goes with that and that goes with that. And you know what's really nice as well is when we see what you've been buying. Because sometimes if Tyler tends to go to the office on his own, and me and Kim tend to go down together occasionally, and you'll see these orders come through and Kim will go, oh, that's adorable, oh, that's adorable, oh, look how very good, oh, that's so nice. And you're picking out different fabrics that go really well together that we haven't seen as well. Rachel, the Easter basket is going to be a sew along on Saturday, so that's at 11 o'clock on Saturday morning. I will put on Facebook all of the materials that you need. I should do that tonight actually, because I'm out all day tomorrow. Hello, Alona. Oh, it's Hetty. Oh, hi, Hetty. Now, Hetty is my my great niece. If you see the post on Facebook that says Lorna Baker, hi, Auntie Deborah from Hetty. Hetty is the young lady that's just had all of her hair chopped off for charity. And thank you so much. They did put a post on Facebook, need to put it on YouTube as well, with my niece Lorna and her daughter Hetty, thanking you for all of your donations. She's made a fortune for charities from well, thanks to all of you basically. Patty, my website is debbieshawsewing.com. If we don't have Facebook, Helene, well, for the sew along, then are you a Half Yard Club member? If so, then it'll be on the Half Yard website. I do tend to post on the community page on YouTube, but not everybody gets it, so I can't really do anything else about that. But I do put on community all of the ingredients there, so you don't have to have Facebook to have the sew along. Would you post the materials? Yes, I do. They are on the Half Yard Sewing Club website, Cloud, but you do have to be a member, because it's a Half Yard Club project, really. But I do put them again at the £130, Hetty. Are you £1,300? I'm going to have a look. I've got you on here somewhere. I think. Where are you? Oh, there you go. So Hetty Breaker, accept all cookies, £1,330 when she had a £100 target. And that's for the Little Princess Trust. So well done, you. Oh, hi, Christine. Just ordered the waterproof canvases for school bags for children, grandchildren. That's such a good idea. Easy to wipe clean as well. Oh, Jean, yes, sorry, 4 p.m. Saturday. Oh. Oh, I might have to change 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. on Saturday. Oh gosh, that's come round rather quickly. What's happening next weekend then? Why is it the 18th? I think we might have to postpone the sew along until next Saturday, because I forgot it was this week and I'm actually filming for Create and Craft all afternoon on Saturday, so I'm not going to be able to do it. Oh gosh. 11 or 4. Rosina, it should be 4 o'clock. I know, the 18th is on Saturday. See, normally it's the last Saturday of the month and it's thrown me a little bit because I don't know why it's on the 18th. Let's postpone it for a week. That's going to make things an awful lot easier, isn't it? Because I've just really confused everything there. I'm sorry about that. Stitch Festival the following week. Oh, that's why, Michelle, so I can't do the following week. Oh, we're going to have to make the... Oh, I've really messed up there, haven't I? We're going to have to make the sew along at 11 o'clock this Saturday. Thank you, Sally Ann. I know. Things are just coming around so quickly, honestly. Yes, Rosina, just realised. Thank you. So, oh gosh, I'm so sorry about that. So the sew along will be this Saturday at 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to post all over the place and I can't apologise enough for that. Yes, I am, Jean, honestly. Sarah says you should be proud of yourself, Hetty. Yes, you should do. So yes, so Friday. Can't do Friday, Lisa. Busy all day Friday. Busy all day tomorrow. Busy all Saturday afternoon. I'm going to be in trouble for this one. Oh, I know, Susan. I know. Things are getting... Doesn't life go so quickly at the moment, though? Tell me about it, Jean. Right, so 11 o'clock on Saturday morning. Must change everything. I'm so sorry about that. Got a full life at the moment, Laura. Right, we're going to sew circles into the bottom of bags. I can't believe I did that. Now I'm doing some filming on Saturday for Create and Craft. They're doing some free tutorials and making kits available as well. So they are free on Saturday afternoon. Sunday. Oh, Sunday. We could do Sunday, Helene. What do you reckon? I don't think Kim would do it. Jean should be in London. Should we do Sunday instead of Saturday? I could do Sunday. What do you reckon? So long next Wednesday, never Saturday off. Things I'm off next Saturday, next Wednesday, because I'm down at the Stitch Festival again. So who's going to be around on Sunday afternoon at 4 o'clock? I'm going to have to do 2 now, won't I? I've always been this busy. Yes, Kathy. So long next Wednesday. Yeah, I've done that. So too busy. I know, Susan, I know. Kim actually said to me today, what can you drop? Sunday's Mother... Oh, yeah, Sunday's Mother's Day. Sunday's great, it's Mother's Day. Carol's okay, June's okay, Shelley's okay. Sunday's good for Pamela. Rosina can't do Sunday. Leslie's Mother's Day. Yes to Sunday. Out for Mother's Day. Sunday's Mother's Day. Oh, Lisa's Sunday. Carol says Sunday's okay. Not for Mother's Day. Sunday's fine. Won't be home till 6. Sunday's okay with Eilish. So I've got so many messages coming through. Sunday for Sarah. Sunday's fine. Tracy's okay. Mother's Day usually go out for lunch. Might be back for 4. I'll be home Sunday. Do you know what? We're going to jolly well do 2 then. We shall be live doing a So Long Easter basket at 11. I'm saying it now, so I've got to do it. At 11 o'clock on Saturday morning and 4 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. That will do. Should we talk circles? I need to get some more. Oh, we need to get some more. Yeah, that'll be fine. We shall do that. We shall do Saturday morning at 11 and Sunday at 4. I hope that's all right. Sunday's fine, whenever it suits you. Thank you. Anyway, we're going to talk circles in the bottom of bags, won't we? Oh, grandbaby's first birthday on Sunday. Christine's at a model railway exhibition at Ali Pali on Sunday. So much for Mother's Day. Yes, 2 options, Yvonne. When do you rest? What does rest mean, Pam? Okay, that's it then. So Saturday and Sunday. Done. That's what we're going to do. I better notify the girls at the half yard. Let me write that down. Notify half yard girls to change the schedule for the sew along. Half yard sewing club schedule change. Oops. Sorry. Is what I should be saying. Okay. Saturday at 11 and Sunday at 4, Helen. That's what we're going to do. Oh, I've seen them all, Alison. I'm going to see my eldest lad tomorrow, purely because he was 42 last week and his present was me recovering a chair for him, which I've already covered once, but I think it's the dog's chair and it's a bit scruffy, so I'm going to recover a chair tomorrow for his birthday. So I'll see him for Mother's Day. Seeing Kimberly all week this week, and Tyler lives here anyway, so it's Mother's Day every day really. Sundays, my daughter's coming home for a visit from Australia. Not seen her for 4 years. Oh, that's going to be so special, Sandra. Oh, Helen says, I've no idea what rest means. If anyone knows, please tell me. I don't think I want to be honest. Anyway, so we're making, you want to make a bag. maybe a drawstring bag and it's got a circular base. So you know the size of the base that you want to make, but how do you measure the fabric that goes around it? Well, it's the theory of pi plus a bit. So let's make a circular base. Let's do this. So decide first of all on the size of the circle that you want, and that could be any size. It could be 12 inches, 2 inches, not 2 inches, 4, 6, 8, whatever you like. I'm just going to use a saucer. And my ruler, which is on the floor, do excuse the top of my head while I go down here and do this. Oh, and knock all of that off while I'm doing it. Not too well organised. And that's on the floor again. Honestly, right. Been working on selling books, but been listening. Okay. I don't know, Karen. I think you're 5 hours behind, but it depends whereabouts in the States you are. So maybe Google it. Sunday's okay for Sandra. Right, so I've got a little saucer which measures 6.5 inches across. Just under 6.5 inches across. So that would be my bag base. So let's pop this down here and draw around there. It's going to be quite a quick one, this one. Right. And we'll cut this out. Now obviously you're going to use some kind of interfacing stabilizer on the wrong side of this, but we're just talking about measurements at the moment and how you're going to work out. So I can't remember who asked me this, but I hope you're watching. Let me know. So you just want to work out how much fabric you're going to make to go around here. So we'll do the working out and then we'll sew the base in, because I've got some tips for you there as well. So again, if you're making any kind of bag, unless you're using a heavy weight of fabric, maybe the denim that we've got, the new denim, or a canvas may not need an interfacing, but for cotton like this, I would normally put some kind of interfacing on it. But let's just cut the circle out for now. And like so. And then I'm going to, for now, just fold this in half and crease it. And I'll just mark on here so that we can see it more clearly. And then we'll fold these two pieces together, so we fold in half again. And I'm just going to mark the quarter points of this. That's going to make it easier to match up with the sides of the bag when we come to piece it together. So one there and there. Okay. And then we measured this, let's do it again, at, well, just under 6.5 inches. So pi, if you remember from your school days, I'm just getting my calculator up, is 3.142. So your 6.5 inches, or whatever the diameter of your circle is, needs to be times by 3.142. So that was 6.25? 6.5 times 3.142. So that's, I'd round that to 20 inches. Maybe, let's go 20.5 inches. So you don't have to be absolutely perfectly 20.423 inches, but 20.5 inches is the nearest one. With the circumference, so you want your finished fabric to be the same circumference, so you want that to be 20.5, but you've also got a seam allowance. So you need to add the seam allowance to this measurement here. So if I'm going to use 1/4 inch seam allowance, I need to add 0.5 equals. So that's 21 inches more or less altogether. Okay. So the piece that goes around the edge here needs to be 21 inches. So let's get the cutting mat out for this one. The pen I'm using is a friction pen, Alice. They do two types. They do the ones with the lids, and then they do those ones that just do that. And I prefer those. They don't tend to dry out quite so much. Right, so let's do it on this side. And I've got a smaller cutting mat, so I'll need to fold this in half. Excuse me. So if you're folding the fabric in half and cutting it, just make sure that it's the fold of the fabric that matches along the line here. If you're cutting and it's slightly off, yes, I can do it that way. If it's slightly off and you're cutting a straight line here, you're going to have a big like dog leg in the middle of it. So line up with the edge of the mark here. Line that there. And then we'll cut. So I'm going to stand up to do this. I'd normally stand to cut with the rotor cutter, so let's do that, and then I can see what I'm doing properly. So I'm just going to trim this back to make it straight. And then whatever the depth of the bag is going to be, let's say it's going to be 6 inches. And then I want 21 inches, so that half of that is 10.5. All right, so that should measure perfectly. So I'll explain that again because it was a little bit of maths, wasn't it? So just pop that down there. So teeth on edge, a sound you draw around the saucer. So 6.5 inches is the size of my circle. So that's the diameter, so that's from one side to the other. So measure across there and then times that number by 3.142, round it up or down to the nearest inch or half inch. Don't be exactly the 3.142, but then if you're using a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, add an extra 1/2 inch, because we want the finished size of this circle to be the same size as this, and you don't want to be losing some of that because you've got a seam allowance. So let's sew this together into a tube. So therefore, with my 6.5 inch circle, this measures 21 inches by however deep you want that to be. I hope this is making sense. It is a bit of a maths lesson, isn't it? Plug wasn't plugged in properly. We are going to wear odd socks. I think it's the 21st, isn't it? The Down Syndrome Day, Down Syndrome Awareness. I've had a few emails about that, and I'm sorry I haven't replied yet, but I will keep mentioning it when I think about it. So I think it's the 21st. Thank you, Biz. Right, so let's sew with my 1/4 of an inch seam allowance all the way down there. So I've now got a tube. Seeing you clip the circle out, could you do a cushion with puffs? Oh, Suffolk puffs. May take a while. They're quite time consuming, aren't they? 22/7. Oh, I don't know. I don't know that one. Right, so now I know where that edge is, so I'm going to crease here and mark it. And then do the quarter marks. So I've got the quarter marks on the sides and on the circular base. So mark here and just line that up with the seam, crease here and mark it. Right, before we pin these two together, another little tip for you is to snip into the seam allowance just around here. Oh, I should have brought some sharper scissors. So I've got a few pairs of these down here. I've got some lovely new ones. I should have brought those down. That's better. So if you're using a 1/4 inch seam allowance, snip an 1/8 of an inch and just do this all the way around. It'll help the straight bit to sit easier over the curves of the circle. So these are about 1/2 inch or so across, and just tiny little snips. so it's not going to interfere with the seam when we start to sew that. Where are we? Don't have to do this, but it does make it a little bit easier when you start to sew. A new Roman blind. Yes, Barbara. Kim's been asking me for years to do a new Roman blind video. And I got all set up. The thing is, I need a window, so I've got one in the studio down here. But it's literally been just getting around to doing it. She's probably listening. She's driving home at the moment. She listens in the car. So I better get a text when I get back saying, I told you you need to do a new one. I was looking to try and get some Roman blind kits, actually. Pink and sheath. I wouldn't use, no, not for this one, Pam, because I want it to really splay out. So this isn't to stop it fraying or anything. I want it to fan out. I'll show you that in a second. So you could do, but I think it works better this way. Right, I've not got a lot of pins down here actually. So now the quarter marks, I'm going to line up with the quarter marks that I drew on here. And just pop a pin in the end. Same on here, so that goes up against the seam. Like so. And there. And this is what I mean, Pam, about not using pinking shears. These actually kind of fan out quite nicely. Can you see that? So sorry about the plaster. So when that curves around, they open up like that. I don't know if you'd have the same effects with pinking shears. Now when you're pinning like this, the idea is that you can ease the two pieces of fabric together. So if you think that one isn't going to match, maybe the outer is a little bit bigger, you can ease them so that they match, so you can kind of make them fit. Whereas if you leave it, if you start sewing them together and leave it to get to the end, you could find it all bunches up there. So let's pop another pin in the centre of each one of these as well. Is your small ironing pad a wool pad covered with fabric? I do have one that we sell on the website, and no, it's not a wool pad, no. I'm not sure what's inside them actually, the ones that you buy. Or I've got one that I made, which is wadding around cardboard and tin foil to help to reflect the heat. Hello Zoe, doesn't matter if you're late, thank you for joining us anyway. DIYing in the garden, that was our plan for today, Vicky. It just happens to be freezing out there today. She's got a purple parcel today. Oh. So we've got this, and again the more pins the merrier, and we're going to make this fit. It should fit absolutely perfectly because you've got the same measurement. But again, now we've got these smaller pieces. If you find that they don't match perfectly, you can just ease them to make them fit, and that's absolutely fine. And by snipping into the edges, again, those have fanned out, so it makes an easier fit. So let's just sew these two together. Just a heck of a job making the base for an Easter bunny. Oh! I think it's worth taking your time, Christine, to mark and pin and put lots of pins in there. I don't always pin everything when I'm sewing, but something like this, it makes it a lot easier. I could only find a Paw Patrol one, Kay. So what happens when you've got grandchildren? Cupboard full of kids' things. Right, so as you're sewing, obviously you're going to take your pins out as you sew and just line up the edges of the circle and keep them flat. And if you need to ease as you go. And that's literally pulling the fabrics to make them meet. Easing is something that is more commonly used in fitting sleeves into garments. But it works equally well as on projects like this. So it kind of stretches one piece of the fabric if needed. Shouldn't really need it on this, but without making any kind of gathers or puckers on the way. So take your time again, do it slowly, because we want a nice smooth line around here, because this is going to form the base of the bag, so we don't want any puckers in the fabric. Hope that makes sense. Yeah, I've got a bit of a bruise, Maria, but yeah, I'm fine. Silly thing to do, I just tripped up. But when you trip up a stone step, the end result isn't brilliant, is it?
Coffee.
Hello. Oh yes, please.
I've heard Joanne's not very well.
Are you sending positives for her?
I've got a gin and tonic, Joanne, ready for you when you're better.
For when she's better.
Ow, this is hot.
Oh, thank you. I've got a new mug, look. My husband brought me a mug with chickens on it.
A chicken mug. I've heard you're working on Sunday.
Yeah, I really messed up this weekend.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it was a Sew Along Live on Saturday afternoon, on Craig and Craft on Saturday afternoon, thinking the Sew Along Live is next week, but I'm in London next week.
Well, it's not like you to forget anything.
I need a PA.
I'm not good enough.
No offers there then. Sarah'd do it for me. Tea and cake for Linda, please.
Coming up.
Yep, coming up, he says. Love the mochi. I know. I'm getting 3 more on Friday. Proper little rescues coming on Friday. So again, I'm just matching up the edges. Take your time. Stop with the needle down if you need to. We'll sew around there. Oh, tea and cake from... He's gone. Sorry, Amanda, you missed out on your tea and cake. A dukey to the FAF. I don't know the FAF 710. Anne, I'm afraid. I'm not an expert on sewing machines. I just use what I've used. I prefer this one to the Janome 660 I had previously, but when I had that one, that was a lovely machine. So yes, this is my favourite machine at the moment, but I don't know the FAF. A chemo hat. What's special about a chemo hat, or is it just a hat? My sister's made hats out of jersey, like turbans. She looked very glamorous in them. Okay, so I'm almost back at the beginning. Let me show you here. So again, just easing that in all the way around. Can you see actually what I'm doing there? Small stitches work well when you're sewing around in circles as well. Because when you think about it, each stitch is a straight line. So if you're trying to sew around a curve, a small stitch is going to work best. So let's turn this the right side out. That will obviously need a press. And just make sure I haven't got any little gathers and puckers and pleats, although, you know, it's a bag. It's not the end of the world if you do. So I'd use my tailor's ham now and push that inside and press the seams, and then the base is in there and it fits perfectly. Thank you, Sheila. So if you're concerned about exact measurements, what I would suggest is that you do exactly what we've done here, but start sewing the base in just to one side of the seam. Sew all the way around and stop just before the seam, and then if you do need to take the seam in or let it out, then you can do that without unpicking the whole lot, so you can make it fit that way as well. Because for a bag like this, it doesn't matter what size the top is. So if you need to take it in a little more, it's not like a garment, it's not going to make any difference to the fit. So that might be a way of kind of compensating for it as well. And that's really, really easy to do. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. What's your granddaughter's names? They're 5 and 7 years old. That's the same ages as my 2 granddaughters. My son's got 5 rescue hands. Oh, yeah, sorry, Sheila. I mentioned that one, didn't I? Laura's going to be my PA. Need something, honestly, this weekend. What a mess. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. So I don't have to think about what we're doing on Saturday because it's the Easter basket, which I'm going to reach over and show you. So I better put quite quickly on Facebook what we're going to need. I have filled this with some raffia to make it look like a nest, and it's basically 2 squares of fabric backed with bosal and then a strip for the handle. If you don't want to put the handle on, then that would make a nice little storage box. Or you could put 2 handles on each side to make it into a proper little basket. But I'm thinking, I was just thinking Easter for that one. So I don't know about you, but I get the girls, or we get the girls doing an Easter egg hunt around the garden, like a treasure hunt. So we did it this last year. It was really loads of fun. We left a note, and one note would say, next clue is by the swing, so they'd have to go to the swing and find something there, but it wasn't an egg, it was another clue. And the next one, you need to go and find a watering can with a yellow flower in it, so they had to go and find that, and we had them running all around the garden before eventually they came to the prize of the Easter egg at the end. So we might do that again. Show the blue bag and how the top shuts. This one, Jenny, could stand up, not going to. This one, that blue bag. Hopefully it's this blue bag. The flap is sewn onto the back, and there's 2 seams that go across the top of the flap to make it square, and then that comes over to the front, and there's a magnetic snap. So you'd make up, oh gosh, I can't remember how I did this. You make up the flap, top stitch along there, the measurements are all in the instructions, and then sew to the back of the bag on the outside, so it doesn't go into the seam, it goes to the outside, and then fold over and close. And then the handles come with the fittings as well, and those just go onto 2 loops here. If you are going for these, I'll be honest with you, the bag's a little bit bigger than the blue one. It's going to be that size, it's a little bit wider. So you'll have the blue fabric, but that will be the size that you get. It's just, well, it's half an inch wider, that's all. But I just thought it made it a little bit of a bigger bag. So over there like that, like that. And again, it's stitched to the outside of the bag. So, oh Jenny, I hope that's explained. So it doesn't go in the seam, it goes on the outside. If you go for the kit, there's the handle, the fittings, the fabric. We've got Decaville Light as interfacing, and there's a magnetic snap. So there's everything that you need in the kit, the instructions and the pattern. When you're finished with the kit, then obviously you've used the handle, but I'd use the same measurements that we used as the tab here, or the same width, and make a long strap with it and just sew that to the top of the bag, so you can carry on using the pattern. I'm not sure, Anne, when we'll be able to see the short videos we're making on Saturday for Crate and Craft. It's going to be a tote bag, and there will be a kit with it. They've asked me to do some really basic beginner projects, so it's going to be a very easy tote bag. It will have a flap, but I think I'm going to do the flap actually tucking in a strip rather than using accessories like this. I still need to confirm that. I know it's a bit short notice, isn't it? But I don't know when they're going to actually start putting them on the website, but I am talking to the manager tomorrow about the projects and what we're actually doing, so I'll ask him when these are actually going to be available. But again, they will be free. There'll be free tutorials on the Crate and Craft website with kits available to buy from me if you wanted to buy them as well. Yes, it is, Rachel. It's on the Debbie Shaw Sewing website. I'm not sure how many we've got left. We launched these on Create and Craft, was it last week? And sold out of all of the stock that they'd ordered. They had a few hundred, but they all went. But I always like to keep some back just in case orders go missing or things are missing or something. So I do have a few available that we've now put onto the website. We will be getting some more in when these have gone, but we're waiting for the handles to arrive, and they come for the Far East. So they're on order, but it may be a few weeks before we can get hold of them. No, Jenny, I'm not at the NEC tomorrow. I'm with my son covering a chair tomorrow. When I've finished the instructions for the one-day special that we're coming up on the 14th and 15th of April for Create and Craft. What's going on at the NEC tomorrow then? A sewing retreat. Oh, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Any kind of retreat would be nice. Very soon after. Oh, no, you've had a flood, Karen. Oh no. Oh, did you manage to save anything? Oh, that's awful. Another Laura seems to be a popular name now. So what's the show? Didn't know there was anything on at the NEC tomorrow. Apparently it's next week. I shall be at the Stitch Festival in London. That's come round so quickly, hasn't it? I'm there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Probably between 11 and 3, but probably longer than that, to be honest. Off work for 10 days. Oh, happy birthday for tomorrow, Alana. Right, I better go and get on with some work anyhow. So I hope that explained. I hope that's been useful for you if you're thinking about making a round bag and you want to. It's a creative first. Oh, I didn't know that, Karen. If you are making a bag from scratch and you didn't know how to work out the measurements, then hopefully that's helped. Create and Craft at the NEC. Oh, I didn't know. Over 4 days. That sounds like a good one. Stitch and Craft. Not heard of that one. I didn't know they were doing a Stitch and Craft. Okay, so that's not working. So I'll see you again on Saturday morning at 11 o'clock. So that's Wednesday. That's that. Oh, that's a shame. I can't actually put in I'll see you again on Saturday, I don't think. Hang on a minute while I do a little bit of housework. So Saturday morning at 11 o'clock for the sew along, and then because I made a mess of it, we will be here on Sunday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon as well, if that's okay. So hopefully be able to make one or the other. And I'm just going to have a house full of Easter baskets after this. Thank you, Rita. Have a lovely week yourself. Going out with a bag on Friday. Last time I went out, I caught COVID. Oh, won't happen this time, Laura. It's all over with now. Okay, thank you, Laura and Valerie and me Daisy. And thank you for joining me today. So again, Saturday and Sunday, I shall see you then. And thank you for joining me today. Bye-bye.